What's going on there, everyone? Alright, so us pro-lifers have had a couple huge wins this week. We had, on the heels of Georgia passing the heartbeat bill, Alabama passes what is really the most restrictive anti-abortion bill in the country. And not only that, right after Alabama did, Missouri Senate passed a bill banning abortions. So I think theirs includes, medical emergencies. I think Alabama's includes medical emergencies also. But let's get into it a little bit. Fox has a really decent article on it explaining kind of what the actual intent of these bills being passed, what the intent for the bill is. It's not really, everyone says it's trying to really overturn Roe versus Wade. I don't think it's going to be able to, even though Roe versus Wade is based on a false pretense, stuff never happened, I still don't think it's going to be that easy to get overturned. But we'll see. The fight's really just beginning. And as you can see, the pro-life movement is gaining a lot of steam right now. A lot of steam. I think people are just really sick of the left screaming about everything. Pro-life lawmakers in Alabama lit a national firestorm this week by approving a near total ban on abortion and imposing harsh penalties on doctors who perform the procedure. But supporters of the legislation do not expect it to take effect without a fight, and that is by design. The bill, known as HB 314, criminalizes abortion in nearly every scenario without exceptions for cases of rape and incest, regardless of how far along a woman's pregnancy is. By far the most restrictive abortion bill to emerge at a state level in recent months. It was specifically meant to initiate a legal battle that could end up before the Supreme Court, where a solid conservative majority has emerged during the Trump administration. See, this is kind of really the goal, is just to bring back up the talks. Almost exploded. Excuse me. The American people want a fresh debate and a new direction, achieved by consensus and built on love for both mothers and babies. The time is coming for the Supreme Court to let the debate go forward. Marjorie Dannenfelser, president of pro-life organization, the Susan B. Anthony List, said in a statement on Wednesday, the bill's sponsors acknowledged that the legislation is aimed at sparking a new Supreme Court review of landmark Roe versus Wade. This has been going on for a long time. We've been trying to spark this debate almost since this bill happened. Once it was found out that Roe versus Wade, that situation didn't actually occur, why shouldn't we revisit it? The basis for this law is not real. We should go back. I've never understood that. This bill is about challenging Roe versus Wade and protecting the lives of the unborn, because an unborn baby is a person who deserves love and protection, GOP State Representative Terry Collins told the Washington Post, which I fully agree with. The bill itself would appear to shatter one of the few areas of consensus in abortion debate, allowing exceptions in anti-abortion laws for rape and incest, which the Alabama legislation does not. Collins said she feels for rape and incest victims, but had to ensure the bill was restricted enough to yield a legal challenge in federal court. So, because that was one of the things that stuck out in my mind. I was like, the rape and incest stuff. That's where I personally hit a sore spot, where it's just like, in those type of cases, what do you do? I get both arguments in that case. I don't think I've made my mind up clearly on those particular types of cases. That's a hard one. That's a very, very hard one. But that's why these judges get paid to make these decisions. Amid condemnation from the other side of the abortion debate, that legal challenge appears to be in the works. Randall Marshall, an executive director of the ACLU of Alabama, said in a statement that the bill is unconstitutional and that his organization, along with the National ACLU and Planned Parenthood, intends to file a lawsuit challenging it, should Governor Kay Ivey sign it into law, which she did. You can challenge it all you want. I mean, right now, as of this moment, it kind of is an unconstitutional thing because of Roe versus Wade, but that's the point. This is to challenge Roe versus Wade. In the meantime, Marshall pointed out this bill would not take effect any time in the near future, and abortions would remain safe, legal medical procedures at clinics in Alabama. The bill itself states that it would not go into effect until 6 months after signed into law. The bill also allows for abortion where the mother faces a serious health risk when the unborn child has a lethal anomaly, which would cause it to be stillborn or die soon after birth. The legislation quickly became a 2020 campaign issue as Democratic presidential candidates vowed to fight for abortion rights. That's yeah, we expect that. This is a war on women, and it is time to fight like hell, Senator Christine Gillibrand said. Or she tweeted it. It's not an attack on women. When it comes to an abortion, there's more than just the woman to think about. There is a man involved in there. No one ever talks about why the man has no say. You know, it takes two to make a child. It takes two to make a decision about that child, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Other states have also taken strong stances against abortion. A week before Alabama's bill was passed, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed a bill that outlawed abortion once a fetal heartbeat is detected in the womb. This can happen as early as 6 weeks into a woman's pregnancy. That law will take into effect in 2020. Currently, Georgia allows abortion until 20 weeks. This was just one example of more than a dozen such heartbeat bills that have been in the works across the country, with 4 of them already passing in 2019. Pro-choice organizations are preparing to challenge these laws as well, with concerns about how the current makeup of the Supreme Court might impact protection of abortion going forward. Well, this is all, I mean, this is the plan. This is the way they did this. Everything's happening in a specific way. They know it's going to get challenged. That was the whole point. This is going to bring up the national constitutional level type talks now. Now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of the abortion situation, hopefully once and for all. It's going to be a long battle. This isn't going to happen. Who knows? We know how the government speed works. I mean, they don't really move fast on nothing. Look at Mueller probe. Let me just go on. President Trump's appointment of Justices Neil Gorsuch, Jesus, and Brett Kavanaugh has resulted in a solid conservative majority in the Supreme Court. During Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing, he was grilled about his stance on abortion, but showed difference to Roe versus Wade, and later decision in Planned Parenthood versus Casey, a significant precedent. Yeah, I will say that I have not been impressed by Judge Kavanaugh at all. He's been siding with the wrong party, it seems, but I'm not going to fault him for that specifically. I think, as he stated, he is here to interpret things via pretty much constitutionality and everything. He's going to follow the Constitution. So if he sees something that he thinks is not right, he's going to vote for how that goes. I just don't like the way he's been voting lately. Let's just go with that. What is her name? I'm going to destroy this. Ilse Hogue, president of NARAL Pro-Choice America, remains concerned about the court's ability to overturn Roe v. Wade. When women stood up in record numbers to fight Kavanaugh's nomination, propelled by his alarming record, he doesn't have an alarming record, that was all bullshit and everyone knows it, and Trump's promise to nominate jurists committed to criminalizing abortion and pushing women, we're told we were hysterical because Roe was settled law. Hogue said in a statement after the Alabama bill passed, not 6 months later, we are battling measures that the stated goal is exactly that, outlawing abortion. Yeah, for the most part. For the most part, yeah, we kind of don't need to be killing babies. Just because what, the mother doesn't want it? That's horrific. That's really kind of some sick way of thinking, if you ask me. Pro-life activists, meanwhile, are feeling encouraged by the latest developments, even if challenges to the new bills do not result in Roe v. Wade being overturned outright. They could still chip away at past decisions by allowing restrictions on abortions that previously may have been prohibited. Ultimately, we look forward to a day when abortion is unthinkable in our country and the world, said Tom McCluskey, president of March for Life Action. Yeah, I can agree with that. The fact is this probably is not gonna do much. Honestly, it's probably not gonna do much. Yes, if it does chip away at the current set of abortion laws and all that stuff, great. But I don't think it's gonna do much. I just don't see it. But who knows? We will see. I mean, we're gonna find out sooner or later. It's going to the Supreme Court. So we'll have to just wait and find out what's happening. But I don't think this is an attack against women, like all of the lefty women and feminists are saying. I don't think so at all. Like I said, abortion affects more than just a woman. That's what people need to start remembering. It's not just about what's going on with that woman. Like I said, in a lot of cases, not all, because some women don't treat their bodies right and just go out and hook up with a bunch of guys. Those women have a lot of issues they got to work on. Abortion's just one in the whole cog of the wheel. Just one cog. But, yeah, this isn't just a woman's issue. This is a man's issue. This is a moral issue. There are many issues about it. This is just going to bring it back up in the courts. So, will it get anywhere? Who knows? Is it a positive step? In my opinion, it's a wonderful step. I would love to hear y'all's opinions, and I'm going to keep up with this. This seems like it's going to be around for a while, so we'll be doing multiple videos on Roe versus Wade and stuff like that. I might do a video explaining Roe versus Wade and why I personally think it shouldn't even exist now in current form, being called Roe versus Wade because of the falsities behind it. But we'll get into that in another video. But as always, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. And don't forget to leave those comments.